Everybody with the rest of the tracks. David Bird in the house. How you doing?
I'm feeling okay.
Yes, sir. Well, we're getting closer to crowning a brand new king and queen of the ring.
Yes, we are.
I'm assuming at some point our current king of the ring, Xavier Woods, will be in there defending his king of the ring crown, I believe.
He's not in the tournament.
Dang.
Didn't you hear he got injured?
Darn it.
I guess you didn't know that. Well, you don't now.
Like the Outlaws you say, man, if you don't know, you better call somebody.
Yeah, let me see. Recently, there's been Xavier Woods, Bobby Lashley, and Oscar are currently on the injured list. And this ain't no storyline. They're all actually hurt.
So it is, as far as the king of the ring goes, the winner of the, we'll have a guaranteed king of the ring by the time we get to Saudi.
Yes, and a queen.
Yes,
I think Zelina Vega's in it. If my memory's correct.
Very few people, actually one person, I believe. No, I'm sorry, none of them. I looked at go back looking at the King of the Rings. Nobody has with back-to-back King of the Ring victories.
No, but somebody has won it twice.
Say again?
I said you're right about that, but somebody has won it twice.
Who would that be?
Oh, that would be Bret Hart.
Oh, yeah. Kurt Angle tried, didn't work out necessarily, and I blame Shane McMahon for that.
Blame Shane McMahon for that.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Now, actually, it's kind of brilliant and it's kind of asshole at the same time. First, it's brilliant because you make Kurt Angle wrestle multiple times that night in the tournament, and then on top of it, he has match with you.
Yeah, so he's tired.
And Kurt Angle's a former Olympic gold medalist, so he's used to tournaments. Tournaments are grueling. You have to win all 4 matches to go to the finals. You got the qualifier. You got the first round, second round, third round, finals.
Well, qualifier doesn't count because you're fighting to get in the tournament. So once you're in the tournament, then you may find yourself having 2 or 3 matches in one night. Personally, myself, I liked it better when they did everything in one night instead of multiple nights like they're doing here.
Yes, sir. Last time, my memory serves me correctly, 2015, last time he had one night King of the Ring tournament.
Yeah, that was true. Mm. That's the one where Wade Barrett won.
Yeah.
See, that I like. I like when they do everything in one night instead of having it more than one night.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
I think it's better that way. Reminds me of those early UFC shows.
Let's talk about Wednesday night over there at AEW. Kayfabe at his best. Tony Khan ran the show from his home in Jacksonville, Florida, on the home base in Jacksonville, Florida. Meanwhile, on site, the brothers at their part of the show.
Oh yeah, the idiot Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not the sharpest tools in the drawer.
On top of that, AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland thought he had backup, and the world's greatest father, Christian, said, "Nah, man, I might be old, but this mind still knows how to handle business."
Yeah, and we saw what happened. His own group turned on him.
Yes, indeed.
I know Swerve did not see that coming at all.
Pretty soon, I don't know when, but I'm thinking either in the weeks to come or at Double or Nothing, the world's greatest father, Christian, will take on Swerve Strickland for the AEW Championship.
Yeah, that match was already made. And it will take place at Double or Nothing.
Yeah, there you go.
And we will also see the in-ring debut of Mercedes Moné, formerly known as Sasha Banks. She's going to challenge Willow Nightingale for the TBS Championship.
And I can't wait to see her work in AEW. That's going to be interesting.
Well, this will technically be her first match in almost a year.
Mm-hmm. Last time,
last match was in New Japan, by the way. She was working there last.
I'll take you where it all began. Her journey outside the E, if you will. She walked out with Naomi, and Naomi came back. Mercedes Moné hasn't been back since. I wish her all the best.
Yep. I gotta be honest. I'm surprised she didn't go to AEW first. So when she went and signed with New Japan, that surprised me. I was fully expecting her to go to AEW. Well, she eventually did go to AEW, but yeah, she did a complete 180 and went there first. I was like, oh, be damn.
Most people, to apply your craft, if you want to go, you take it internationally to apply your craft. You know, like for example, Vader did it. The guy formerly known as A-Train did it. Vader.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Vader was a big star in Japan. Stan Hansen, can't forget Big Stan Hansen.
Oh yeah. You go
Andre the Giant drew a ton of money in Japan. Everywhere he went, he made money.
Hulk Hogan went to Japan.
Yeah. He was the very first original incarnation of the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. He beat the great Antonio Inoki.
Mm-hmm.
Which that match is on YouTube, by the way.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people.
It's not easy to find, but it's up there.
A lot of people go to Japan, apply their craft, get better, get stronger, get greater, come back to the States, and they all right. Now, if you're gonna go to Japan, New Japan, like I say Japan, I mean like different promotions. I mean New Japan, All Japan, different promotions. The Japanese wrestling culture, their culture, Japanese wrestling is high paced, it's fast paced. You gotta know what the hell you're doing over there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want somebody that's not about that life to go to Japan and they get showed up because you gotta watch your ass in Japan. Japanese wrestling is fast paced. You're not a fast paced person, you might not want to do that.
You gotta be on your toes, especially in Japan. The fans are very different from the fans here in the States.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of these Japanese guys, they'll hit you. They'll hit you hard and they get off on that.
See, Japanese world and wrestling for a long time didn't understand kayfabe because their culture is totally different from how we do it here.
Oh yeah.
Kayfabe in Japan had to be taught.
They're big on strong style.
So they had to teach Japanese wrestling how kayfabe worked because they do it way. We had to teach them over there. Hey, look, man, y'all need to slow it down. And when you're hitting somebody, take it easy. Like, you hitting them, but at the same time, don't do it too hard. Bill Goldberg.
Yeah, he's had some matches in Japan. Not a lot, but he's had a couple. You said Goldberg, yeah. Referring to that kick he gave Bret Hart.
Uh-huh.
But Goldberg, he did hurt a couple guys in WCW, not just Bret.
I remember one match kind of exposed Bill Goldberg with William Regal.
Yeah, that was a hard match to watch. He was like, I was told to go out there and have a competitive match, not to be squashed, like everybody else did. And that's what he, according to him, that's what he was told.
By the way, happy birthday, William Regal.
Yes, he just had a birthday, by the way. That's true.
All right.
Nice to see Mr. Regal back home.
I believe if you haven't heard by now, you probably heard it. This next year, David Burton, pack your bags. We going to Vegas. We gonna shoot some crabs. We gonna play some dice. We gonna do a little gambling. WrestleMania comes to Las Vegas.
Yes, again. By the way, again. I had to correct my friend earlier. He was like, "This is the first time they're going to be in Vegas." No, that is not true.
Hold up, when was that?
1993, WrestleMania 9 was.
Oh
the
yeah,
first time they were in Vegas.
Well, I got where that building is. But yeah.
You remember WrestleMania 9, the world's largest toga party? That was the theme of the show.
Bro, I was like, what, 3, 4?
Jim Ross made his WWE debut. JR wearing a toga. And Bobby Heenan coming out riding a camel backwards. Hulk Hogan having his first WWE match since WrestleMania 8 and winning the WWE Championship to close the show. Oh, how can I forget the two Doinks? The way they just played Crush like that. Oh, Bobby Heenan's commentary was amazing that night. And the Steiner Brothers, their match against the Headshrinkers, that match is a hidden gem. If you haven't seen that match, you gotta check that match out.
I was alright.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like WrestleMania 9. Personally, I liked it. I didn't think it was as bad as people say it was. Now, I admit not every match was great, but it had its moments. For example, just look at the things I mentioned. I mean, you go back and watch that Steiner Brothers Headshrinkers match. That match was very good. Of course, an opening match with Shawn Michaels and Tatanka. That was a very, very good match. Of course, Hogan coming out and being challenged by Yokozuna after Yoko beat Bret to win the title, and then Hogan beats Yoko. When he wins the title, you go back and you listen to that crowd explode when he wins the title. And even his match with Bret, that match with Bret wasn't bad. It was good for the short amount of time they had. Yeah, but other than that, those are the only highlights on the show. The two Doinks thing, that was fun. But yeah, the two Doinks thing is only good because of Bobby Heenan's commentary. That put it way over the top. The match was not good, but the end of the match with the two Doinks and then Bobby Heenan putting it over on commentary, saying that it was an illusion, it was magic, and he's arguing with JR and Randy Savage. He's like, I'm disgusted right now. That's cheating. He's like, that's magic. That was a great illusion.
Well, it's not cheating if you don't get caught. Yeah. That's something Jesse Ventura used to say. Win if you must, lose if you can, but always cheat. It's only cheating when you get caught. Oh, man, good times. I miss Bobby. What's your opinion on Logan Paul getting a championship match?
I feel the same way about Jade Cargill getting a championship match. I just
Wait a
think
minute.
it's too soon, too fast.
Yeah,
The
but
woman just got there. I mean, come on.
okay, I'll give you that. But Logan Paul.
Let's not forget she hasn't been in the business long. Neither has Logan Paul. He's still relatively new, even though he's been doing it for over a year. He's only had maybe 9 or 10 matches, maybe 11.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes cannot lose to freaking Logan Paul. Come on now.
I see this happened on SmackDown.
Yeah.
So Cody's defending the title against Logan Paul.
Title, I believe. Logan Paul is our current United States champion. Cody Rhodes is the undisputed champion. Title for title. Yeah.
I don't think his U.S. title is gonna be on the line.
Yeah. They're gonna face off May 25th in Saudi.
Champion versus champion. So Logan Paul is gonna try to walk out of there with 2 belts and lose.
If I remember correctly, Cody has ever been United States champion?
Huh?
Has Cody ever been United States champion?
No.
Oh, yeah. First time.
He has been Intercontinental champion twice.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been a multiple-time tag team champion, but never United States champion. I know his dad and his brother have been United States champion.
Yeah.
Dustin Rhodes for Goldust. Damn, he's got himself a title match. This is the second time he's competing for a world title in his short career. See, that's 2 championship matches.
Mm-hmm.
First Roman Reigns, which wasn't a bad match. That was actually a good match. And then you have, now it's Cody Rhodes. And what about the Bloodline did, taking out the Street Profits?
No, now the elephant in the room, y'all. I'm sorry to bring this up so late. The elephant in the room is before that conversation before that with Paul Heyman and Solo.
I saw that.
Now to correct everything, I'm gonna take you back a few months ago, earlier this year, I believe. Roman Reigns said, and I quote, I'm grooming Solo to be the next tribal chief.
He did say that.
So, just to be clear. Now, as Roman Reigns is gone for a while, you gotta take chemo treatments, make sure everything's cool. And in the meantime, while he's doing that, Solo is the fill-in tribal chief at the moment. Which means Paul Heyman also is the wise man to this era of the bloodline.
Yeah. Remember, he did say by orders of the tribal chief.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know there's only one tribal chief, and that's Roman Reigns. The big dog, the tribal chief. And what about this whole Big Bill thing? He wants to be under Chris Jericho's running tree? Well, good for him.
Yeah. I feel bad for Hook a little bit, but he'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll get over it.
I can't stand to see the FTW championship be in disgrace.
I don't know. Maybe they shouldn't have brought that thing back.
Yeah.
Or maybe what they could have done was just let Hook have his run with it and keep the damn thing and don't lose it.
And technically, the FTW championship is not necessarily recognized. It's not it's not a championship in wrestling that's recognizable. You know what I'm saying?
It is now.
Yeah.
It's an actual AEW title belt, so they messed that up.
That's a shame. It's a shame.
Exactly my point. Exactly my point. They messed that damn thing up.
Yes, indeed.
Should have just left it alone.
There's only been...
It was fine when it stayed in the family, and it should have stayed in the family.
In fact, there's been four, well, aside from Chris Jericho, there have been 4 FTW champions. Most of them being Taz, Sabu, Hook, and now Jericho.
Don't forget Ricky Starks had it and Brian Cage. So that's more than 5.
I count 6.
You got Ricky Starks and Brian Cage, who also had the belt.
So Ricky Starks, Brian Cage, Hook, Taz, Sabu, and Jericho. Yeah, I got 6.
Yep, 6 people. Taz was the best. Taz, man. Taz was awesome in his prime. Especially in ECW. WWE Taz, he started well, but then later on, it wasn't so good. It was like, I don't like this, Taz. I don't like what they're doing with him.
Well, look it up here. AEW's next pay-per-view, I believe, AEW pay-per-view.
It's Double or Nothing.
I mean, so the date of that.
You mean after Double or Nothing, you mean?
And what's the next date here? May 26th, Paradise, Nevada, at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. After that, we got Forbidden Door, hopefully annual, work between New Japan and AEW, June 30th. In Elmont, New York, at the UBS Arena.
Oh, that arena is technically new. It's a joint pay-per-view between New Japan and AEW.
Speaking of New Japan, what's going on over there?
Well, what is this? This is May. So they're getting ready to build towards their next pay-per-view, which is Dominion, which takes place every June. They've been having that pay-per-view every year since 2012. So they're building towards their next pay-per-view. And they're going to have a contenders match. And the winner of that, they haven't decided who's going to be in the match yet, but the winner of that match will face John Moxley at Dominion for the IWGP World Heavyweight title.
Yeah, it's going to be
then
good.
You have the big last man standing match with no ropes. Eddie Kingston.
That's going to be interesting.
Eddie Kingston is going to be in that match. He's going to be facing Kirk Connors of Bullet Club. That's going to be interesting to watch. A last man standing match with no ropes.
I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be quite interesting right there.
Yeah, we've seen some interesting matches like that. Seen no rope barbed wire matches and a last man standing match inside of a steel cage once. And then, let's not forget, WWE had an I Quit match inside Hell in a Cell. Of course, that was Jey Uso against Roman Reigns.
Yeah. You know, that match was, as great as storytelling was, that should have been last.
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell card. That was great storytelling. But you going to do all that, that should have been last on the card.
Maybe it wasn't last because they had the routes and all that there. And they just wanted to go home early. I'm guessing. I could be wrong, but I think that's probably what it was.
And shut up.
It's like, you drag us down here for this, we want to go home early.
And shout out
I've done
to
stuff like that in the past.
shout out to Uncle Uncle Alpha and Zika. They came out at the end of the match and they anointed our tribal chief, which is called the I'm trying to pronounce this right, the Ulafala.
Yeah.
The Ulafala is
which is placed around the neck of a certain individual when they're anointed something, which is Samoan culture, by the way.
The leis, there you go.
Yes, and they're all different colors, and each color represents something different.
And this is not like Hawaiian culture. I don't know why people think Hawaii is an island, it's a state. But this is Samoan culture, not to be confused with the Hawaiian, the original Hawaiian culture. It's again as a state, so I don't know why people think it's a freaking island. You go on to a different state. Anyway,
yeah, those colors they each represent something different. We've seen red, we've seen white. I think I saw a blue one once.
Rikishi has he has both red and white, I believe.
Yes, he does. And he's worn both of them several times.
So those Alafalas look,
especially during this Hall of Fame induction.
Those Alafalas and leis are the placed among the elders, if you will.
I just saw Rikishi on an interview talking about what's going on with his family and who's nuts into the business. And he revealed he has another son that he's training right now.
Yeah.
I was like, how many kids he has?
Well, he has, I believe, 4 sets of twins. I might be wrong about that, but he has 4 sets of twins.
I don't know if that's confirmed to be true. I do know he has a girl. So now we know he has a 4th son that he's currently training. Of course, Umaga's oldest son, Zulafatu, he just started his career a year and a half ago, and he's still on the Indies.
Like I said before, I say we do respect now. I've said this before, I say it again. We kind of have our full of Samoan wrestlers in WWE.
Well, they just signed another one.
I know, that's what I'm saying. We full over here.
All right, let me see who's there.
You got a lot of Samoan wrestlers in WWE, a lot.
I'm just talking about that family in general. You got Solo and the Usos. That's 3. You got Jacob Fatu, who just signed. That's 4. Of course, The Rock, when he decides to wrestle, that's 6. His daughter Ava, who's currently not wrestling, but I guarantee you she'll be back in the ring. You got her. Then there's Nia Jackson. There's Tamina. Then there's Tama Tonga and his brother Tonga Loa. Yeah, so they're somewhat pretty full.
Man, they took Be Fruitful to Multiply literally.
And let's not forget Naomi, who's married to Jimmy Uso.
Nah, wait a minute, hold up. No, that don't count. I'm talking about full-blooded Samoan, not by marriage.
Well, Samoan culture, that don't fly with them. You married into the family, whether you blood or not, you family.
You got a point there.
Remember, their culture's different from everybody else's, especially in their family.
But as far as Samoan born, that's a lot. The roots go so deep.
Yeah, it goes extremely deep. And there's still other members of the family who are currently active in the business. I just mentioned Umaga's oldest son, Zilla, who's currently on the Independence, and Rikishi is currently training his youngest son, who's about to start in the business. Almost forgot about Lance Inouye, the son of Samu of the Head Shrinkers. He's also on the Independence.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that family runs deep. Deep. And let me set the record straight here. I'm not sure if this is confirmed to be true, but everybody jumping to conclusions about WOW, Women of Wrestling, which is it's not really a wrestling company, it's a wrestling show similar to how Lucha Underground was. And they have these Tongan women, they're twins, and people think that they're in that family. They're not related to that family.
Yeah.
They're one of the few Samoans, other than Samoa Joe, that Samoan is not related to that family. Which is rare, because damn near every Samoan in the business is related to that family in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
So it's rare to see a Samoan that's not related to that family. Hell, it got to the point where some people saying Samoa Joe's not Samoan. I was like, no, Samoa Joe is Samoan, but he's not related to that family.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I had my doubts about Samoa Joe. I didn't think he was part of the tribe, you know?
Sorry, what was it? His skin complexion?
No, like, he's Samoa Joe. I'm like, I don't know about that, you know? It might be a character. I know you're actually Samoan.
I said the same thing when I first saw him in Ring of Honor the first time. I was like, maybe it's just a character.
Yeah. Of all things, call yourself. Why Samoa Joe? Of all things, call yourself. Come on now.
Yeah, absolutely. And Samoa Joe hasn't been on TV since he lost the AEW Championship, by the way. See, I had to stop and think about that for a second. It's like, no, he hasn't been on TV at all. And MJF hasn't been on TV since he lost the world title neither.
But it turns out he actually is Samoan, because that name right there, you look up Samoa Joe's name, I can't pronounce the name, but that's Samoan enough. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is. AJ Styles had an amazing match with Randy Orton tonight, which didn't surprise me. When you got two performers like that, you're guaranteed to get a good match.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Randy's always been amazing, as been AJ Styles. So that match right there was another classic.
That was good. You know, there's some matches that will only happen on either 2K or in our dreams. One of them is Undertaker versus Sting.
No, that's a match we'll never see happen.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Vince messed that up. But then again, I can't put all the blame on Vince. Who knows? We probably would have saw that match if Sting probably didn't get injured in that Seth Rollins match. Who's to say that match wouldn't have happened later on down time, you know?
As Sting has said, the only reason he signed up with WWE is to get to the Undertaker.
And he wanted that one WrestleMania match before he retired.
Yeah.
And he got that WrestleMania match. So I was happy for him. I was like, well, he got his WrestleMania match. He made sure that he got that match before he left the business. So he can scratch that off on his to-do list. WrestleMania, done. But you know what? A lot of guys want to have that one WrestleMania match before they call it quits.
Oh, yeah.
Even Kenny Omega said that. He openly admitted that.
Oh, well, anything can happen in the world of wrestling, so we might see Kenny Omega down the line one of these days.
He's like, I want to have that one WrestleMania match before I retire. So I can scratch that off and say, I wrestled at WrestleMania. It's like, I can take that off of my to-do list. Not just him, that's something a lot of people want to accomplish. I know I'm positive that some people aren't going to care if they wrestle there or not, but a lot of people do want that one match, at least one. I mean, who doesn't want that WrestleMania payday?
Oh, yeah. On WrestleMania...
That's a big payday.
On WrestleMania, you want to be doing something at WrestleMania. Have a match, a promo, a segment. You want to be doing something at WrestleMania.
I'd rather do a match and a promo, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but that's if it was me, it was like, no, I'd rather have a match. Because you're remembered more for your matches, not for some 25, 30-second segment. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but if it was me, give me a match.
Yeah.
Give me a match. Let me get that WrestleMania payday. And I'm a happy camper.
One of my favorite surprise WrestleMania matches last year. Seth Rollins went to the office, or summoned to the office rather. Old man Vince said, you be doing a lot. You doing unnecessarily a lot, really unnecessary. If you want to be on the card, just ask me. But I give you a surprise opponent, and we found out on that day our current champion, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, excuse me.
38.
Yeah.
Steve Austin's last match. I guess, you know what, that match was sort of full circle for Steve Austin. He said it himself. He was like, I wrestled my first match in Dallas, Texas in 1989. 2022, I wrestled my last match in Dallas, Texas. Now, never say never about one more match. We'll see what happens. I know the guy's going to turn 60 this year, so he's not going to get any older. But if it is one more match, I'm sure that next one will be the last one for sure. And the timing has to be right with the right guy.
But don't get it twisted. Like, Austin might be getting older, but he's still that same bald-headed Texas rattlesnake.
Absolutely.
He might be getting older, but damn it, he's still that rattlesnake you can't trust.
I said the same thing about The Undertaker recently. Don't be surprised if he has one more match. Why I say that? Because his last match was during COVID. There was no crowd. So he might want to have one more match in front of an audience. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does that. So he gets up one morning and decides to go, you know what? I want my last match to be in front of fans, not in front of nobody. I'm going to have one more match and then retire.
That's really difficult to do. That's wrestling was on the breathing machine. Basically, it's like, bruh, life support really. Like, imagine winning the championship match and nobody's there to cheer, boo, nothing.
Oh, Drew McIntyre, I feel bad for him.
No cheering, no booing, nothing.
anybody that won a championship that whole period, not just WWE, but in every company, kind of felt bad for him. And winning the championship and there's nobody there.
As much as I love wrestling, God knows I do to the day I die. But that's hard to watch. Those COVID years is hard. It's hard.
Damn. That'd be crazy. Like, can you imagine if somebody's like, no, I don't want to win a title. You don't want to win a title? Why? Because there's nobody here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If I want to win a championship, I want to win it in front of some damn fans. Not in front of nobody. Man, that was tough. That was a tough period.
Yeah.
Not just for the business, but for everybody. And hats off to Vince, because the guy's a beast, man. He found a way to keep that show going during COVID.
Oh, definitely.
Could you imagine if they didn't have the Performance Center and this was to happen? I don't know what Vince would have done. It's like, we got the Performance Center, we're going to do all the shows in the Performance Center. And they moved out of the Performance Center. I don't know how they did it, but they got Tropicana Field, built the Thunderdome, and gave us that. And I remember in 2021 Royal Rumble, they wanted to remove the Thunderdome and have a crowd for one night only. And then, once the pay-per-view was over, rebuild the Thunderdome again. And Vince was like, no, we're not going to do that. That's just too much.
Mm-hmm.
So disassemble that whole thing and then... Because that whole thing took days to put up and set up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it wouldn't have made sense in hindsight. For them to disassemble the whole thing and then do the Royal Rumble, yeah, it made no sense. So Vince is like, we're not going to wait to WrestleMania to have a crowd.
Yeah.
And we're not going to disassemble this whole thing for one night.
First, before I go, for my segue here, Wrestling Ranch brought to you by Backup Deliveries and More LLC. They put the D in delivery. If you have a city license, you drive trucks, you want more information, you call 888-712-2587 or 817-204-7259. We got backup.com. Mother's Day is this Sunday, and if your mom happen to like wrestling or not, get her a unique gift at WrestleTracks.net. Use the code MOMROCKS in all caps. See 20% off your order.
Speaking of Mother's Day, I heard a story. This kid, so I can say kid, knows mom's a wrestling fan, and she always wanted to go to a show and never went. And then the son surprised his mom and took her to her first WWE show for Mother's Day. Now, that was a cool gift.
That's nice.
Like, you know what, Mom? Since you've never been, I'm going to surprise you. And she didn't know nothing.
I would love that for my mom. My mom wasn't, back in the day, she was a big wrestling fan. She cared less now. Back then, she was a huge wrestling fan back then.
I was like, when I heard that story, I was like, that's pretty cool. He was like, took his mom out, lied, and said they were going somewhere else. When they pulled up to that arena, I was like, oh my God, we're going here. I was like, yep, surprise.
That's cool. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a wonderful Mother's Day. Enjoy yourselves. It's supposed to be raining over here in Texas, but enjoy your Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all mamas, mamas to be, mama who got the kids, all kind of mamas. Congratulations. Happy Mother's Day to you, everybody. Now, we got to get out of here, but have a great night. Have a great weekend. Check out Collision and Rampage tomorrow night on TBS, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. You 2-in-1. Your Rampage and Collision. Collision and Rampage. Say again?
Right? Yeah. I think that's 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours.
You Collision and Rampage tomorrow night. Enjoy your Mother's Day weekend. We got to go. See you later, everybody.
Bye.